the CEO went to pick up his wife so they could go together to the decoration event. But when she opened the car door, she found the secretary sitting in the front passenger seat. The secretary greeted her politely, but made no move to give up the seat. The wife carefully looked at her husband, knowing that he had always strictly guarded the boundaries of their marriage and never allowed other women to use his personal belongings. Seeing her displeasure, the CEO asked the secretary to move to the back seat. The secretary obeyed, but the wife remained upset. When she sat down and noticed the passenger seat had been adjusted, her anger flared up again. She demanded an explanation for why he allowed someone else to touch it. Unable to find the right words, the CEO suggested she go home and rest. But the wife insisted the secretary leave the car and return home by taxi. The next day, the wife learned from her assistant that the CEO had given the secretary an expensive necklace worth $2 million, which had been flaunted all over social media. Outraged, she immediately took action. She ordered gifts worth $200,000 for all the female employees of the company, except the secretary. She also organized public acknowledgments on social media. When colleagues noticed the secretary received nothing, her humiliation became obvious. The wife's assistant pointed out the necklace as proof that the CEO had already given her a gift. The secretary, now the center of attention, felt deeply embarrassed. She rushed to the CEO, returned the necklace, and complained about his wife's actions. When the CEO saw the social media posts of gratitude from the staff, he understood what had happened and asked his wife to stop creating trouble. He explained that the necklace had only been a gesture of apology for an inconvenience. The secretary, pretending to be humble, said it was the first time she had ever received such an expensive gift and couldn't resist showing it off. The wife coldly cut her off, warning her to focus on her work. This sparked an argument between the couple. The wife reminded her husband of how he once kept strict distance from other women, but now he was destroying their marriage because of the secretary. She decided to demote the secretary to the lowest position in the company. At first, the secretary was humiliated, but when she saw the CEO arrive, she dropped to her knees, tears in her eyes, and tried to wipe away her shame. The CEO couldn't bear to see her like that and went home in fury. He scolded his wife for her cruelty, but she didn't respond. So he returned to the company and reinstated the secretary. He even fired an employee who had been with him for 7 years. Then he went back home with the secretary and announced that he wanted a separation. He said he would return home only if he wished, and left without looking back. The wife realized that their marriage was over. In the following days, she saw the secretary constantly posting on social media, flaunting her new status. Realizing that her marriage was truly destroyed, she called her lawyer and asked him to prepare a divorce agreement and calculate her assets. Later, the CEO called her and asked her to accompany him to his mother's birthday banquet. She agreed, but before leaving, she glanced at their wedding photo on the wall and asked the maid to throw away everything related to the CEO. Then, she left with him for the event.